Here we go. Ready for some cooking? Hi, I'm going to make a quick video on how to make ice cream. And I'm using imitation sugar for sweeteners. I've got monk fruit extract, and I'm going to combine it with the Swerve. I've done it with just this. But I've tried it a couple ways, and I've actually tried to do this video 2 other times and failed both times. So hopefully I'll get it right this time. So right now we're just making the base. What we have is 6 egg yolks. I'm going to dump it in there. One broke. And we're going to combine that with the sugars. I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of this, because in a regular ice cream recipe, they call for like 1/3 of a cup of sugar, which is a lot. So this is comparable to sugar. So it'd be like 2 tablespoons. So it's not going to be super sweet. Get it out of there. It's kind of clumpy. And then for the monk fruit, since this stuff's super sweet, we're only going to use 1/4 teaspoon. The first time I made the ice cream, I only used this, and it wasn't bad. But the second time I stuck the Swerve in there with it, and it was a little better. So I'm just going to go with that. God, even that, the dust from that sweet, it got on my tongue. And today we're not using the, we're using this cream. It's good cream. It's pasteurized though. It's not the raw. So we're gonna mix the imitation sugars, or whisk, I should say, with the egg yolks. And I'm going to go ahead and put the milk in the pan before it gets too hot over there. So we've got the this pan heating back here. And normally I would, we're going to use 2 cups ultimately of this, but I'm only going to use a little partial amount for the base, because we're going to add the non-heated version later. It's not that exciting, because I can't add all the additives until this is done. I have to chill it, and then that's when I add the cream, and then we'll put all the flavors. We're going to do espresso beans, ground espresso beans, and we're going to do a little bit of this cocoa batter, just to enhance the coffeeness. It's coffee flavor. So we're waiting for this to sort of start simmering. Let me bring this over. Wow, that's thick. It's nice. I always end up using a few different recipes, like sort of intertwined. Just to get the basics down. I mean, as far as the flavorings and all that junk, I'm just making that up on my own because I know what I like. Another thing I'm going to add is some salt. I almost forgot. Actually, I didn't forget. I just wasn't sure exactly where in the process I was supposed to do this. So we're putting a 1/4 teaspoon of salt in there too. Redmond real salt. ancient sea salt from Utah. It's a nice color. Now we're waiting on this. It's starting to heat up. I can see it. We don't want it to boil though. We're gonna put our grinder down to around 8. Very fine grind. We're going to do a scoop. I lost a bean somewhere. That'll turn up someday. Life Boost coffee. Very good coffee. All right, here we go. So we got our espresso grind. Can you see that? Oh, that smells so good. So we have that for when we go to put the flavorings in. And this is almost there. What we're gonna do is take some of the hot milk, just scoop it out and put it in here so it sort of warms this up a little, and then pour this into there, because we don't want it to, we don't want the eggs to cook when you pour them in. The first time I made this ice cream, I didn't do the heating process. I was doing the carnivore version, which is just straight heavy cream, and you just mix it in the ice cream maker. But I stuck it in the freezer overnight, and the next day it came out, it was like a brick. I mean, it was so frozen that you couldn't even if I ran the scooper under the hot water, I couldn't penetrate it. So then I had to stick it in the refrigerator for a while to try to thaw it, and then it just turned to mush. So it was like, that didn't work. So then I started doing some research and discovered you have to make this custard thing first, the base, which that's where the creaminess and the velvetyness of it. So when you scoop it, you know, it's got that gummy kind of texture. That's what this will do. So I learned that. And it's a good thing that both those other videos failed, because both recipes, well, the last one would have worked, but I messed it up when I put it in the ice cream maker. I got all the way that far. That it's a KitchenAid attachment, and you know, it's got the churning thing that goes around. You can't let it pause. Like, you have to start it and then pour the stuff in. I couldn't. I was having trouble pouring it in. So I stopped it and lifted the thing and poured it in, and when I put it back down, it already had started to freeze, and then the thing wouldn't go around. I just completely messed it up. It was a disaster. So anyway, let's see if I can get it right this time, now that I'm... Oh, well, on top of that whole thing with the ice cream maker thing, debacle, I didn't have the sound on the whole time. I mean, halfway through I figured out this was off, my transmitter that goes to the mic. So I turn it on, I go, oh man. So on the second half of the video, I explain everything that I had done in the first half. And then I get to the end, and luckily, I mean, it was after the disaster, so I wasn't even gonna use it by that point anyway, but then I realized I forgot to turn the receiver part on that's on the phone there. So there was no sound on the entire video. All right, this is getting there. It's getting that little, what do you call it? Little film. It hadn't started to simmer. And then once we mix these two together, I'm supposed to put it back on the heat and heat it to 165. I got my little thermometer thing. I actually have I don't know if this, I guess this would work too. This thermopop. I use this on the meat. I don't know if you can use these in liquid. I'm not sure. I guess I could find out. But this is a candy thermometer, so this will work too. This is part of my espresso accessories to when you froth milk, but I never froth milk. I'm gonna use like a little third a cup of to transfer into here. Now, I'm gonna take it off the heat. Okay. So we need to stir this into here. Okay, we're gonna whisk this. It's a beautiful yellow, look at that. It's like custard. Okay, put it back on the heat, and we're gonna get it up to temperature. Let's see where it is. I guess I'm supposed to keep stirring it though, so it doesn't. Kind of hard to do with that thermometer in there. Let me see what the instant thermometer does. Curious. 138, 139. It's at 139. Now see, this one says 120. This is probably more accurate. Okay, this doesn't seem to be going up in temperature, so I might have to 136. Where was I? Oh no, it's at 159. All right, we're almost there. This thermometer doesn't work very well. Anyway, maybe I'll give up on that one. Okay, we're at 165. So we can take it off the heat. Give it one more stir. Now we're going to put it in a container, an airtight container, and we're going to chill it. I think I'm supposed to strain it in case there's any little egg pieces, but I don't really care. I think there is some egg pieces, just a little stuck to the corners. I don't know what that's going to do to my final product. So that's the base. Nice creamy. I'm trying to get the glare off of it. I guess you can turn it this way a little bit. It's a beautiful yellow. So we're going to chill that, and then we're going to come back. We're going to add 2 more cups. 2 cups. Maybe another cup of cream. I don't know. Can you see me? We'll figure it out by the time we get there. All right, I got the base in the refrigerator. And here's another thing I was thinking about. The coffee grounds. I'm going to put them in this jar with some water and let them soak overnight. Let's see if I can get them in there without making a mess. Since I don't have a funnel. There we go. I was doing more research on that. There's different ways of doing it. Some people cook it with the base. I actually did that last time and it worked. But then I saw this other one where you just make the base plain and then add the stuff later. And I'm thinking, since it's grounds, and the last time I did cook it and it worked, that if I just put it in some water and just let it soak. So what we have here, oh, that's a teaspoon. This is half a tablespoon. So we're gonna put a few of these chocolate. Hopefully that's enough. If it's not, we can always add some later, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. There, so we got the coffee grounds and the, that smells good, chocolate. I'm gonna put the filtered water in. Maybe not, I think that's empty. I don't wanna get like too much water because I don't want it to mess up my ice cream mixture. The grounds will soak up the water. It's already making it thick. So this will be added. So this whole process, we got the stuff in there. I'm just gonna leave it overnight. So we're gonna make the ice cream tomorrow. So there we go. There's our coffee and cocoa base for the flavoring. I contemplated putting vanilla in there, but I'm gonna wait. We're gonna dump the vanilla in at the last minute when we put the cream in. All right, we're back. I've had this stuff chilling for, well, overnight. We've got our custard base. And what I'm gonna do is just pour all this junk in this big bowl. Last time I did this, I was having trouble pouring it into the churning thing because I was trying to pour it out of this and I couldn't like scrape it and pour it at the same time. So I'm figuring, in a nice open bowl like this, it'll maybe pour a little easier. Ooh, look how thick that is. Ooh, it's like pudding. It smells like pudding. All right, well, what we're gonna do is we're adding some fresh cream. So I'm gonna put it in here to sort of flush out what's in here. And we're gonna add the vanilla. And I'm just pouring some in there, I don't know. I'm not measuring. And this is, that's the coffee and the cocoa. And that's been soaking overnight too. A lot of the coffee recipes recommend straining, but I like the grounds in the ice cream. I love that. So here, let's just pour that in. Pour that in there, or maybe I should have shaken that up. There's stuff in the bottom. I'm sort of making a mess. I'm not sure what that is in the bottom. It might be chocolate, which we will need. I'm gonna put a little bit more of this in there too. We're gonna shake it up. Try to get all the stuff off the sides. All right. Making a mess. That looks good. Let me put these in the sink. Now, let me smell this. Make sure it's it does smell like coffee. It needs a little bit more of this though, I think. All right, that should do it. I hope it's chocolatey enough. Yeah, I think it will be. That tastes good. All right, now we're gonna put the ice cream maker on. There we go. And this time, we're not gonna let it pause. All right, here we go. I'm gonna put this down into place. Maybe. Why is that not lining up? That should be lining up. There we go. Now it's lined up. Lock it in place. And here we go. It's time for some ice cream. Fingers crossed. So this has to go for 15, 20 minutes maybe. All right, we got the timer going. Now, let me get you in there a little closer so you can see it. Can you? So we can either sit here for 15 minutes and you can watch this thing go around in circles, or I could pause it. Well, at least we got it right this time as far as not letting it pause and freeze up. So I'm gonna let that go. All right, I just stopped it. It was starting to get out of line. It's the only trouble with this KitchenAid. That's my only complaint is it's kind of flimsy plastic. So I don't know. It's smoky. It's not even time for dinner yet. All right, let's yeah, see, it's just plastic parts, and especially that paddle. I don't know if you can see that, but it's just like it's like a little teeth thing that grab on and spin it, but if it starts to wobble or anything, it starts to slip, which is kind of useless. So now I gotta put it in another container. But check this out. It's like soft serve. Oh wow. See, that's espresso, coffee, ice cream. And you can see, let me see if I can show you. Can you see you can see the little bits of espresso beans in there? It's so good, and it's not overly sweet. It's just like, it's got this very subtle sweetness to it, which is good because I've kind of lost my flavor for sweet stuff. So let me grab a container. All right, I'm gonna try to get this out of there without making a mess. I may have overfilled it. Let's see if I can get this out. Ooh, look at that, man. I just want to eat this whole thing. There's just no way around it. I'm going to get this on my fingers. I'm trying not to, but it's so hard to get it off of here. All right, come on over there. I guess there's no fast way to do this. I remember this last time I was making it. It was just like this humongous mess when I got done. All right, you can watch me. I guess you can watch me do this. Use the spoon. That is ice cream. You know, while it's soft serve style, I'm gonna have some myself. This is gonna be my dessert for today. We're just gonna put a little bit in a bowl. Look at that. That's the picture of it. All right, we're gonna put lids on these. Get these chilling, because I may want to check on it after it's starting to solidify a little bit more, because I don't want it to melt completely. While that's happening, I'm just gonna eat this as we go. That is super delicious. Man. And look at the consistency. It's got that nice, when you scrape it, where it kind of gums up on the edges. It's a perfect, perfect ice cream consistency, actually. And it's not too frozen, because the other batches I made, they would just completely freeze to the inside of this thing and you couldn't get it out. But this is coming out really nice. Yeah, it just comes right off the sides, really easy. It's like the perfect consistency. I don't know what I did right, but something worked this time. I just wanted to comment on this, the flavor. It's definitely coffee, but it's just the right combination, right between coffee and chocolate. I already held it up. I can't say voila. Oh man, this is so good, dude. Oh, amazing. So there you go. Homemade ice cream. That was the third try. Three's a charm. Luckily, you didn't have to see me ruin it the first 2 times. All right, see you later.